I have something really interesting to discuss today. When we talk about spirituality, there is this question that comes to me often, that how do we serve God? How do we serve our Guru? How do we make him happy? How do we please God? What can we do to please God? Hi, this is Bhavesh Ahuja from Mind Healing with Bhavesh. I'm a transformational coach and a therapist, and today we're going to discuss just that. So coming back to the question, what does God want from you? How do you please God? What can you possibly give to that one that owns everything? People go to temples, they ring the bells, they chant their mantras, they offer the sweets, the prasad, they light the lamps, they chant the mantras, they go to pilgrimages, hoping to please, hoping to be seen, hoping that somehow they'll be able to make God smile. Let me ask you this question. Is God really waiting for your offering? The one who owns this whole universe, the mountains, the rivers, the planets, the galaxies, the infinite number of galaxies, and possibly many, many universes, infinite, endless number of universes. Do you think he's waiting for that laddu or that flowers that you bring to them? Is he looking forward for that little charity from the money that he only gave you? Or, now this is going to be interesting, is he perhaps waiting as a hungry child outside that temple? Let me ask you this question again. What does God want from you? Surely it is not your gold, it is not your fasting, it is not the flowers that you hurriedly bring to the temple. It is not even SEVA, the service that you so offer, thinking that you're pleasing God. He only gave you the strength to be able to do that service. What can you offer him? Now you can think about any form of God that you have attachment towards, that you love. I talk about Shiva, but basically we're talking about God, that formlessness, that oneness of the universe. Now think about it. He is the creator of this universe. Every leaf, every grain is him. That poor man on the street is Shiva. That crying child outside the temple is Shiva. That unhappy co-worker who wants an off because their child is not well is also Shiva. That angry father, that complaining mother, or a difficult boss, they all are Shiva. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. So let me tell you something that I've realized over the past few years. People go to temples, to ashrams, shrines, pilgrimages they take, all trying to serve God, all trying to please God. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I go myself there. But these are energy centers. These are places where you go to refuel your soul, recharge your soul. But let me offer you something. Do not mistake a charging station to be the final destination. God is not just confined to a temple or an ashram. People do a lot of seva in temples, in ashrams, and when they come out, they behave so wildly. There's road rage. People are so rude to other people. They are so cunning to other people. It is not just the temple or the ashram that you have to be good at, where Shiva is sitting or your God is sitting. God is everywhere. He's not confined to that building or that premise. And if you want to serve God, if you want to serve Shiva, if you want to serve your Guru, you have to serve his creation. You do not have to wait for a full moon or a religious date or some Pandit telling you an auspicious time when you should be offering food and clothing or money to the underprivileged ones, to the poor ones, people who are not so privileged as you are. You do not have to wait for something like that to happen. It can be any day. Every moment is Shiva. Every place is Shiva. Every being is Shiva. Every moment you can celebrate being with Shiva. Every moment can be your offering. Every moment can be your puja. Every moment is Amrit Vela. Every moment is a celestial time. Seva is not a location. It is a disposition. It is a way of thinking. It is how you behave, how you act, how you live your life when you think about God as everything. When you see God in everything. When you are compassionate for every being, that is puja. When you are compassionate for every being, that is your seva, that is your contribution to his creation. A few years back, I knew of an uncle who used to work in the Middle East. I think it was Dubai somewhere. And upon our discussion, he was just sharing that Bhavesh, seva or service can be done everywhere. So what he used to do was he used to crumble some pieces of bread and he used to go next to the walls where the ants would be and he used to just throw the crumbles for the ants along the wall. He said, I have no temples around, I have no people around to be able to serve, but If I have the intent to serve, I would find something to serve. Anytime we want, we have these two hands to serve. We have a smile. We have a way of being with somebody. We can listen to somebody in their pain. We can share our joy. And all of that does not even require money to give. If you want to give money, that's a great thing. But apart from that, there is so much that you can do if you want to really serve your Lord. God is not waiting for you to offer liters of milk onto Him. God is waiting for you to be kind to other people, kind to His creation, and not destroy it. And that is what most of us are doing at the moment. We hate each other. If you go out, you'll see conflicts everywhere. Is that a way to serve God? I believe not. You are His reflection. You are the altar. You are the offering. The choices you make, the actions you take are your offering to the Lord. Every moment of your life. The compassion you show for life, for other beings, is your puja, is your worship. So the next time you have this question in your mind, how do I serve my Lord? How do I serve my Guru? How do I serve Shiva? Think about it. Look around. The world is His body. This universe is His body. And people, these beings, are His reflection. There is no point of serving outside when your own family members are not happy. There is no point of going and offering prasad when your own husband is hungry. There is no point of going to the temple and chanting and dancing when your wife is alone and she needs you. There is no point of lighting lamps and chanting mantras when your parents are looking to meet you and you don't have time for them. When you can't love them, when you can't talk to them when they need you the most. And it's not just the family members. How are you to other people? How are you to this environment? How are you to this planet that you're living in? What is that you offer to that? How do you contribute goodness in this world? God is not confined to an ashram or a mosque or a church or a gurdwara. God is everywhere. And once you start contributing and serving His creation, thinking of Him, that would be touching the feet of the infinite. Shiva. Before leaving this, let me remind you of something. You cannot please God because He already is pleased. That is the definition of God. He is not sad. He is not waiting for your love or your charity or your prasad or your flowers or your incense or your lamps or your mantras or your puja or your fasting. Nothing. Not even your love. He gives you the drops of love so that you can love Him back. It is His. It is not even yours. God is already pleased. God is already happy. But the best service that you would want to do is to allow Him to move through you. You act and behave like a reflection of God. Like Shiva. Like Shiva would interact with another Shiva. That is how we should live life. I believe and I hope this stays with you. This is Bhavish Ahuja from Mind Healing with Bhavish. If you like this kind of content and these kind of discussions, please do consider subscribing to this channel. Until the next video, I want you to stay blessed. I want you to stay healthy and catch hold of this wisdom if you can. Take care. Bye-bye.